Hi, and welcome back to Fan the Flame Dates. We're looking through the tasks that need to be accomplished by couples who are newlyweds, the first 2 years of marriage, which we call the season of young love, brought to us by Minirth and Meyer. And this task is one that kind of really involves and touches many of the other tasks. It's, developing our financial foundation. What are our views about money? Because money is going to be one of the things that couples fight about the most.
And it comes from our background, the way our families spent money, what they did, how they tithed, if they tithed, how they saved, if they saved, what they spent money on, what their priorities were. But you have to come together and decide how you're going to manage your money and what your purpose is.
Oh, let's break that down. So right there, we see that money is going to force us to talk about roles.
Right. Who's going to keep the checkbook?
Who's going to do the books?
Right.
All right. And then what's our philosophy going to be? Are we going to be spenders? Are we going to be savers? Are we going to be tithers? What's our view going to be on credit? Okay. What type of investments do we want to make? Or probably, if we're young marrieds, we don't have any money to make any investments. We're buying peanut butter and jelly for dinner. But that might not be the case for everybody else. And then what our attitudes are.
It's very important to start off a marriage knowing that God's established the marriage and He has asked us to give our first fruits of what we make back to Him. And we decided from the very beginning that that's what we would do. And the neat story we have about that is from the very first year of our marriage, we weren't making very much money, and I realized I hadn't tithed on the first part of the month. And I asked Bruce, okay, now what do I do? I have $10 left if I give the amount of money that we have committed to give, or should I wait and catch up next time? He said, let's give it now so that we fulfill our commitment in our hearts and our minds to the Lord. It's not like He's keeping track, but it's more of our heart and mind situation. So we did, we put it in the offering plate, and the next day on Bruce's desk in the office was an envelope with the exact amount of money I had put in the offering plate.
In cash.
In cash. No one knew our situation. And it was just God's way of saying that when you're faithful to me, I will be faithful to you in all things. So it's important to establish how you're going to tithe your money. And also I think it's important to establish a saving regimen where you save a portion of your money, put it directly into your savings account before it even comes into your checkbook.
We're not financial advisors, but we've seen enough couples get to the point in life where we are and they have absolutely nothing to retire on. So, it's a good habit to begin to build early in your marriage to start saving some money and put some money away, because the power of compound interest will make a profound impact when you get to season 5.
And it's also critical that you don't overspend. You don't spend more money than you make, and credit cards are very difficult to manage if you don't know exactly.
If you can't pay down the balance.
If you
right.
can't pay down the balance each month.
One of the things that Karen and I did when we were first married, because we didn't have a lot of money and we were running on a budget, was we had to make a financial covenant. And by that, not sometimes, I'm an impulsive spender. I can go out and I can see something I want and I can buy it. And when you don't have any money and you have a credit card, that can be a dangerous thing. So one of the things that we established early after I made some blunders, Karen and I don't have the time to tell you the 2 great financial blunders that I made, but one involved a school bus and all of her savings. And I bought a bus sitting in the parking lot, and Karen had to be submissive and realize that hubby made a decision here. But that's a story for another day. But because of that, then we learned to develop a financial covenant. I would not spend over, X number of dollars without getting Karen's, not necessarily approval, but just feedback and understanding that, honey, I want to buy this. Is this a good time? I let Karen do the books. The reason I let Karen do the books is because details amuse me. If I didn't let Karen do the books, I wouldn't have anything. So, it was a very practical decision for me to make. But that little financial covenant of not spending more than $150 without checking in really kept me from making some financial mistakes and some purchases that we didn't need to purchase.
When we're talking about forging a financial foundation, we've talked about saving, we've talked about spending, which is kind of all about ourselves. We've talked about tithing, which is giving back to the Lord what He's done, but we are a steward of all that He's given us, and a mindset is so important in having a mindset of giving. God may be calling us to help a neighbor, He might be calling us to help someone else in need, but having a mindset of giving rather than, oh, I need to save all my money, or I need to spend all my money on me and my family. Have a mindset of giving and accomplish God's call.
That open hand.
Right.
If we always have our hand closed, God can't put anything in it. If we open up our hand, we can give, and God can continue to give to us to give to others. So how about you guys? Take a minute now, pause the video, deal with the need and need, knows and knows questions, see how well you've done or how you're doing in building a financial foundation. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time on FanTheFlameDates.com.